Hello, so today in this video I'm going to show you how to find your notes on your A string and your D string on the viola. Do keep in mind my viola that I have here is too small for me, so this is a viola sized for a middle schooler, and I'm not a middle schooler obviously, but being a cellist it's what I've got. In any case, we have this viola here. You need to know a few things before you start to learn the notes. First thing every musician has to know is the musical alphabet. And we use the alphabet letters A through G, but we stop at G and we start over again with our octaves. So for example, we'll start with an A. I'll find a low A. This is the lowest A on a viola. And we'll just go forward in the alphabet. So A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A. So notice that as we go forward in the alphabet, we're going higher. So if you can imagine there's an A here, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, kind of going up some steps. When we get to the G, we keep on going up to another A and B and C, and it keeps on going forever and ever. You can actually go to a piano, an 88 key piano, and find the lowest note on it, and that's an A. And if you just go in order of the white keys going up, it'll be the same thing, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. And just make a note that that's actually 7 letters, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. And then we get to the 8th note, that's 8, and we get to the octave. That's where the word octave comes from. And that's going to be the same note again. So, after we know our musical alphabet, we have to make sure we can say the musical alphabet backwards. So we'll start with A, and we'll go backwards. A, G, F, E, D, C, B, A. You could also start on G, I suppose. G, F, E, D, C, B, A. So that's the musical alphabet backwards. Make sure you know it up and down, so you've got it. So the next thing we need to know is our finger numbers. So raise your hand here. In string playing, we call this the thumb. In piano playing, it's not the thumb, it's something else. So just be aware of that in case you're a piano player. And then we have our first finger. This is our second finger. This is our third finger. And this is our fourth finger. Again, the first finger, or the index finger, is 1. Middle finger is 2. Ring finger is 3. Pinky is 4. Now I'll just say the number. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we'll mix up the order, tapping into your thumb. First finger, third finger, second finger, fourth finger, first finger, third finger, second finger. So the goal here is you want to be able to think of a number and immediately think of a finger. So it goes just like that. Now if you are a piano player, you'll just build kind of a different part of your brain to learn these fingerings. Just like if you were learning 2 different languages, you would have like your brain for the English and then your brain for Spanish or something like that. And I play a little bit of piano, and you know, when I'm sitting at the piano looking at the piano music, my brain sort of goes over to the different finger numbers. Alright, so now we have to know where our strings are. And a neat reminder, I have my Ant Song video where I go through the strings, but the top string on the viola, the highest in a string, is open A. Second string down is D. Then the third string over is G. Then the fourth string over is C. So that's ants, ants, ants digging in the dirt, 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 going underground, ground, ground, looking for some cookies, cookies, cookies. The string names. In order to know our notes, we need to know which string we're on, we need to know which finger to use, and we need to know the spot. So we've talked about strings now, we've talked about fingers, so now let's talk about the spot. We have, you'll see on my viola here, there are 4 tapes that are put on them, 2 silver ones, a gold one, and a silver one there. I call the first tape the one that's closest to the pegs. So you can have this in front of you and take a look at it like this. I'll show it to you in the camera. So find your first tape, that's the one closest to the pegs. Now find your second tape, that's this next one. Now find your third tape right here. We're not going to use the 4th tape today, but if you do have a 4th tape, it's right there. So let's drill those. We've got the first tape, second tape, and the third tape. And then we have the fourth tape. Now let's do it in mixed up order. First tape, third tape, second tape, third tape, first tape. Now the final thing we need to know, remember we need to know the string, we need to know the finger, we need to know which spot is actually the most important thing we need to know when we're playing the stringed instruments, and that's how the note sounds. So those are the four things that we have to know. And we actually have to imagine how a note sounds. Then we play the note and we think, does that match my imagination of the note? And then we adjust, and that's how we get really good at playing music. So now we get to find the notes, and we're going to find them on the A string. So go ahead and get into playing position. Remember that you want to support your viola strongly on your neck, so do Statue of Liberty and get into position. Maybe check with your shoulder, make sure you've got it comfortable. You shouldn't have your jaw clenched. You should be able to talk even though you've got the chin rest there. And we want to have this nice straight wrist, also known as the waterfall wrist, so that our fingers are free to move and relaxed. What a lot of beginners like to do is this, and they scrunch up the hand to hold it and get the elbow in against the body. We don't want to do that, so the elbow should be out. Waterfall wrist. Do a couple of these, touch your nose maybe, kind of go over. Just make sure that you've got this comfortable. If you're comfortable, your fingers are going to be more free to move. Okay, we're going to start with the A string because that makes the most sense in terms of alphabet. So play open A, no fingers. And just echo me, I'll play it and then you play it with me, or after me. Now we're going to find our first fingered note. Put your first finger on the first tape. It'll look like this. Hopefully you can see. Do it from different angles. Let's listen to that one. Echo it. And now lift that finger and go back to open A. All right. Now we're going to add the second finger on the second tape. So we play open, first finger, and then second finger. And I just want to say that if you still need more practice, go ahead and pause the video and just practice these things until you feel like, okay, I've got this down. So now second finger is on the second tape. It's going to sound like this. Get ready to echo. Alright, so now we're going to go back to open and we're going to work our way up to that second tape. So here's open. First finger. Second finger. And now we're going to put our third finger down. So third finger on the third tape. Your pinky is going to be up in the air. It can kind of hover. Don't let it do this. When I started playing violin after many years as a cellist, my fourth finger always did this. It's tried to hide. Don't let it hide. All right, so here's the third finger. Again. So let's review all of those. Then I'm going to tell you what names the notes all are. So open A, no fingers. First finger. Second finger. And third. All right, so now we need note names. So open A is A. First finger is a B. So it's the next note after A. It's a B, so play B. Play B again. Now play A. Now play B. And play A again. All right, now think to yourself, what is the second finger note? If this was a B, what's this one going to be? Or not be, as it were. It's a C sharp. And you might have said C, and it is a C, and it's actually a C sharp. So here we go. This is a C sharp second finger. Get ready to echo. Again. And then finally, we have our third tape. What note is that going to be? If you guessed D, you were correct. It's a D. So play the high D with the third finger. And again. Now at this point, somebody often asks me, well, wait a second, I thought this was D. That's your open D string, and we're playing the octave above the D. So if we count it up, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, we get 8 notes up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And we get to another note with the same alphabet letter. And so to prevent some confusion, I usually refer to this one in the beginning as high D. So if I want you to play a high D, third finger on the A string, I'll say high D. And then if I want you to play the open D string, I'll say open D. So play that high D again. And now our task is to drill those alphabet letters and those fingers. So I'm going to go up and down the string with finger numbers again. Then I'm going to go up and down the string with finger numbers and note names. And then I'm going to go up and down the string with just note names. And then I'm going to mix up the note names and do them in a random order. So if at any point you find, oh wait, this is too hard for me, I need to review, just take a pause and practice, or go back, or wait till tomorrow and come back to it. Whatever works for you. So here we go. Open A. This is finger numbers. First finger echo. Second finger. And third finger. Third finger again. We're going to lift and go back to second. Lift and go back to first. Lift first finger, it's open. There we go. All right, so now I'm going to do finger numbers and alphabet names. So here's open A. First finger B. Second finger C sharp. Third finger high D. Third finger high D again. Second finger C sharp. First finger B. 0 fingers A. Alright, and now final challenge is just alphabet letters. Open A. B. C sharp. High D. High D again. C sharp. B. Open A. And now we're ready to scramble them and mix up the order. You can also do this for yourself. Or if you have a friend or parent or practice buddy, you can have them call out note names too. Alright, so here is A. Now play high D. Now play open A. Now play C sharp. Now play B. Now play high D. Now play open A. Now C sharp. Alright, so now let's go to the D string. This should be a little easier now that we've gone through the process about thinking about the A string. So now we need to think about the D string. So once again, think about your ant song. Ants, ants, ants digging in the dirt, dirt, dirt. Our D string is our second string down. And then we're going to find our tapes. We've got the first tape here, second tape here, third tape there. Don't worry about the fourth tape right now. First finger goes on the first tape. Second finger goes on the second tape. Third finger goes on the third tape. So let's go through these notes. We have open D, no fingers. Now we're going to play first finger on the D string, first tape. Now we're going to play second finger on the D string, second tape. Now third finger, third tape. Let's go back and do that again. This time I'll say the note names too. Open D. First tape is an E, as in elephant. Second tape is an F, actually F sharp, as in far away. Again. And then third finger is a G as in garage. Again. Alright, so this time I'm going to say just the alphabet letter names. Open D. E. F sharp. And then G. And just take note here, I'm playing a G here, and a lot of students say, wait, I thought G was that third string. Well, that's open G, and then this is an octave above it. I call it regular G sometimes, kind of like regular gas, just to differentiate it from open G. But if I say G, in general, that means 3 on the D string, and if I say open G, that means play that low G string. So let's do that again. We're going to go up, and then we're going to go down. Open D. E. F sharp. And G. Play G again. F sharp. E. Open D. There we are. So now we need to mix up the notes. And we're going to mix up just the D string notes first. So here's open D. F sharp. G. E. G. Open D. F sharp. Open D. Alright, and that was kind of fast. I hope you enjoyed that. Now I'm going to mix up the notes on the D and the A strings. So this could be any note on the D or the A strings, and I'm only going to say alphabet letters. Now if at this point your mind is swimming and you're kind of confused, go ahead and pause it and come back to this another day and rewatch the stuff from before until you really have it in your head. You can also think about this stuff even if you don't have a viola in your hands. You can just be going on a walk or riding in the car and just think through finger numbers, strings, alphabet letters. And the more you do that, the more reinforced it will be. So this is going to be a very predictable pattern on the D or the A strings. See if you can guess what my pattern was and what I was thinking. So open D, open A, now E, now B, now F sharp, now C sharp, now G, and high D. Alright, did you find out what the pattern was? I just started with open strings, then I did first finger notes, then I did second finger notes, then I did third finger notes. Alright, now this time I'm going to do a completely random pattern, so it won't be predictable at all. Open D, C sharp, B, G, E, C sharp, G, F sharp, high D, B, A, G, F sharp, E, C sharp, high D, open D. So random order, and now I'm going to give you notes that are actually part of a song. See if you can guess which song this is. Open D. Open A. B. Open A. Now G. F sharp. And E. Open D. Alright, if you guessed Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, you were right. Alright, so that's my introductory video to finding the notes on the viola's D and A strings. You can learn a lot of songs with just these notes. I would challenge you to think about your G string and your C string once you understand the system of how the notes work on the strings, and see if you can figure out what all these tape notes are on these lower strings that we didn't talk about today. And you can also think to yourself, what is that fourth tape doing there? What notes would that fourth tape give you? All right, thank you.